Thank you. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias, Comisionada Almanaya. To all of our friends who stand with me and back of me and the side of me, and of course, to each and every one of you, thank you for believing in me, for believing in our mission, and thank you for everything that you left on the field today. Very proud of you. Thank you. Gracias. Mil gracias a todos. To my wife, Evelyn, the love of my life, my biggest supporter, I, of course, wouldn't be here without the sacrifices that you have made, which gave me the opportunity to run this campaign, and my children and grandchildren who have sacrificed so much time away from me and me from them. Thank you to the volunteers who have knocked on doors, who have made phone calls, who have sent texts and gave it all you had. Thank you for your refusal to settle for less and your commitment to moving our city forward. Thank you. I got into this race because Chicago is at a critical juncture, and I believe in the hard work of keeping all of us safe, bringing our city together and rebuilding it with equity and inclusion. I got into this race because Chicago can be a place we all call home. Whether you're a street vendor in Little Village, or a store owner on Devon Street, or a kid born right here in Pilsen, in the first part of Chicago that I call home. And it's because of all of these neighborhoods across Chicago that I believe in this city. And tonight, I still believe that Chicago has more of a future than ever before. And our campaign has brought people together from every corner of the city of Chicago to believe in something bigger than ourselves. And while we came up short, we know the progress we can make when we build coalitions, when we accept our differences, when we stand together and say that we deserve better, and together we will move Chicago forward. And let me be clear, I have no regrets. I left it all on the field. We left it all on the field. I decided to run because our community could not be a spectator. It wasn't for me, it was for you, the people of Chicago. It's all about building the next generation. It's all about building our community. What you see today is about 40 years plus of building our community. This campaign reminded all of us that every single person in Chicago deserves safety, honesty, and more than anything else, the ability to achieve their dreams. Whether that dream is being able to send your kid to school and knowing they'll come home safe, or having the opportunity to make a living wage, or passing your family home down to your child. I stand here tonight for Chicago. I stand here for the city that welcomed me when I arrived here at the age of 9, a boy from Durango. I stand here tonight and with you, union workers, teachers, first responders, immigrants, and those working every day to lay the foundation for their family. But what has led me to this point of having served as an alderman, state senator, a county commissioner, and yes, a member of Congress in the United States should not holding these positions should not be the exception. It ought to be the rule. And I stand here today as a product of our friends and heroes who are not here. Rudy Lozano and Harold Washington. They led this movement 40 years ago to empower me and our communities for the better. And I stand here for our kids who should know that they can and will grow up in a safe, equitable, prosperous Chicago. We all have so much more to do, and I will never stop fighting for Chicago. We poured our hearts into this race for the past few months, and today we work long hours. Tomorrow is not the time for us to stop. Tomorrow we get back up and we work harder. To show up like we've never shown up before and make sure that regardless of who occupies the fifth floor, they will be held accountable to us in every community in Chicago. I have many scars, but with each one of them comes gratitude to all the people in this room and throughout. Over the course of this campaign, I've had the privilege of once again reminding Chicago that solidarity and struggle is what makes this city great. And to every voter out there, whether or not we agree, I can't tell you what it means to me that once again you gave me a chance. While there may be so much that seemingly divides us, I have no choice but to believe that Chicago, the Windy City, the city that embraced me like so many others, is also a city where we have more in common than divides us. And while the last 3 months have been hard, I see people in this room who are ready to do what they've always done. Just keep going. Because I know that every setback produces a step forward. And progress we have made. Tonight, we celebrate our movement. And here are some of the victories. In the 12th Ward, we have a new alderperson in Julia Ramirez. In the 14th, we have the first Latina. Yes, the first Latina, the first Mexicana, the first Jalisciense immigrant. Bilingual representative in the city council, Helu Gutierrez. And in the 22nd Ward, continuing the great tradition established by Rudy Lozano, we've re-elected with whopping margins Alderperson Mike Rodriguez. Yes. And in the 30th ward, Jessica Gutierrez may win it tonight or go on to a runoff, but she will be the next alderperson of the 30th ward. In the 31st ward, Felix Cardona has been reelected. In the 36th ward, Gil Villegas is on his way to a victory. And last but not least, our brother Andre Vasquez got reelected to a 4-year term in the 40th ward. And together, we are going to move forward. We're going to unite our city. We're going to fight for Chicago. And I promise you, one day, our city will be better. Yes. And I am humbled and forever grateful for the opportunity this city gave to me. So once again, thank you. And let's move our city forward, Chicago. Thank you. Muy buenas noches a todos nuestros amigos y amigas que se encuentran aquí esta noche. Nuestra meta al entrar en esta contienda fue hacer historia, fue demostrar que nunca jamás seremos espectadores en lo que tiene que ver con la vida pública, la vida política, económica y social de la ciudad de Chicago. Pretendimos hacer historia con muy buena voluntad, porque como el resto del pueblo en Chicago, nosotros somos trabajadores, somos estudiosos, somos emprendedores, somos gente talentosa que merece una oportunidad de liderar esta ciudad. Y aunque esta noche no triunfamos en nuestra meta, sabemos que estamos construyendo, que estamos preparándonos para seguir ejerciendo todo lo que nos corresponde como comunidad. Tengo toda la confianza que a través de los logros que hicimos esta noche y en esta campaña política, que nuestra comunidad sigue avanzando. Seguimos aspirando a ocupar posiciones de liderazgo en todo lo que es la sociedad y en la ciudad de Chicago y en el estado de Illinois. Esta noche solo les expreso mi más profunda gratitud por creer en mí, por creer en todo nuestro equipo, en todos los voluntarios, en todas las metas que nuestro pueblo tiene y a las cuales aspira. Así es que esta noche logramos muchos triunfos, seguimos construyendo y seguimos luchando por la justicia para todo nuestro pueblo. Muchísimas gracias y muy buenas noches.